Good morning, students. We will continue with our exercise 7.9. As we have discussed, like in definite integral, so the integration we will be doing the same way as we have learnt. But when we are doing the definite integral, we will not write down here capital C, that is the constant of integration. And after integrating, we will be applying our limits. So this 0 is the lower limit here, and pi by 2 is the upper limit. And we are doing here sum number 12. We have to integrate 0 to pi by 2 cos square x dx. Now we know very well, like we don't have the direct formula to integrate cos square, and we use our here trigo identities first of all to simplify. So if you remember here, we have this formula cos 2a is equals to 2 cos square a minus 1, and from here I can say cos square x will be equals to 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2. Okay, so this formula we will, so the value of cos square x we will put 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2 here, and then we will do the integration. So our integral will become here 0 to pi by 2, it will be 1 plus cos 2x divided by 2 dx. Now this 2 is constant which is in the denominator, we can bring it outside, and we have integral 0 to pi by 2 1 plus cos 2x dx. I hope everybody knows now what is the integration of 1. It is x, plus integration of cos 2x is sin 2x divided by 2. And after integrating this lower limit and upper limit, we will write down on the right side of this square bracket. And remember, we will not write down here capital C, that is the constant of integration. Now once the integration is over, the next step is, first of all we will put the upper limit in this function minus lower limit. So this 1 by 2 constant we are keeping as such. First of all, in place of x, upper limit will come, it is pi by 2 plus sine, this is also 1 by 2 into sine 2 pi by 2. Okay, so the first limit, that means the upper limit value we have put already. Now minus, in the second bracket we will put the lower limit. In place of x, 0 plus 1 by 2 sine 2 into 0. So here it will come sine 0, and this bracket we will close. This 1 by 2 is as such. So here we have pi by 2 plus 2 into 2 cancel, sine pi is 0, so this term will become 0, sine 0 is 0, so here also 0. So answer will be here pi by 4. Okay, so this is how definite integral sums we are doing. Integration, as we have learnt our techniques. So here exercise 7.3 I think, or 7.3, where we have learned how to simplify trigo functions with the help of trigo identities. Before integration we are simplifying, and then integration. Once the integration is done, okay, so this is the integral, and here the lower limit and upper limit we are writing on the right side. So first in this function, which is the answer, we will put the upper limit minus, in this same we will put the lower limit, and we are getting our answer after the calculation. This is sum number 12. And the next sum number 13 is simple. There also we will use the substitution. Here let me give you the hint. Sum number 13 is, we have the integral x upon x square plus 1 and 2 to 3, the limit is dx. So here if you notice, the denominator is 1 plus x square, and we know the derivative of 1 plus x square is 2x. So here if I multiply and divide by 2, my purpose will be solved, and we will multiply and divide by 2, we will keep the limits same. So this will be the derivative upon function. So answer will be log of 1 plus x square, where you can apply your upper limit and then lower limit. So sum number 13 I am leaving for you people. The next sum that we will discuss is here sum number 14. Okay, so let us discuss sum number 14. Yes, sum number 14, if you notice, we have 2x plus 3 upon 5x square plus 1 dx, linear and divided by quadratic. Okay, so now there we have two ways to do. One is the method, like I can separate the terms first of all, and in denominator, if you notice, we have 5x square plus 1 and the derivative of this will be 10x. So this 2x I can make it as 10x by multiplying and dividing by 5. That is the one way. Or the other method is, if you remember, we have done here, I will first of all consider the integrand. It is 2x plus 3 divided by 5x square plus 1, and what we will do, we will put this 2x plus 3 is equals to a times derivative of the denominator plus b. Okay, and now the values of capital A and capital B we will calculate by just comparing our coefficients. So 2x plus 3a times this is 10x plus b. Okay, and when we are comparing the coefficients, so what we are getting by comparing the coefficients, what we will get here, first of all, when we are comparing the coefficient of x, this is 2 and here we have 10a, so the value of a will be 5. Okay, and second, when we compare the constant, this side is 3 and here we have b, so the value of b is 3. If you notice, you are getting exactly the same thing as I told you in the beginning. So what we are getting, therefore the integral 0 to 1 2x plus 3 upon 5x square plus 1 dx, we will replace the numerator by this thing, a times derivative of denominator means 5 times, what is the derivative of denominator? It is 10x. So sorry, here I think I have made one mistake. Yes, 2 is equals to 10a, so the value of a will be 1 by 5. Okay, let me make the correction. The value of a will be here 1 by 5 divided by this same denominator 5x square plus 1, plus the value of b is 3 only. So either you write down here 3, or let me write down here. So this thing will come equals to 0 to 1. The numerator will get replaced by a times the derivative of denominator plus b, that is 3, divided by 5x square plus 1 dx. So when we separate, it will be 1 by 5. This is 10x dx upon 5x square plus 1 plus 3, and this is dx upon 5x square plus 1. That's it. So the limits are same, 0 to 1, here also 0 to 1. Now this is integral derivative upon function, and here if you notice, if I bring 5 outside, I will get dx upon x square plus 1 by 5. So which formula we will apply? Dx upon x square plus a square formula. I think the formula was on page number 307 or 308. Yeah, 308, x square plus a square, that is 1 by a tan inverse x by a. So we will apply these two formulas together. So here 1 by 5 as such, and this will become log of mod 5x square plus 1. So we will apply the limit here 0 to 1, and this we have, if I write down 3 by 5 outside, let me show you one more step in this integral. It will become x square plus 1 by 5. So here it is 1 by 5. We will substitute the limit. It will be 5 plus 1 minus log of 0 plus 1, and this we have 3 by 5 will come as such. Now the integral is dx upon x square plus a square. The formula says it will be 1 by a. 1 by a means 1 upon 1 by 5 tan inverse x by a. So x upon 1 by 5, and the limits are here also 0 to 1. Okay, So here we are getting log 6 minus log 1. Log 1 is 0. So what answer we are getting? 1 by 5. This will be log 6 minus log 1 plus 3 by 5, and this 5 when it goes, only 3 will be left. 5 and 5 will get cancelled. 3 into tan inverse, this will be 5x. The limits are 0 to 1. So tan inverse 5 minus tan inverse 0. Tan inverse 0 will be 0 only. Tan inverse 5 will remain tan inverse 5 only. So our final answer, we can say here, it will be 1 by 5 log 6, okay, plus 3 times tan inverse 5. This will be your answer. I am repeating what we have done. First of all, we have linear upon quadratic, so we applied here a times derivative of denominator plus b, and ultimately we are getting a as 1 by 5, b is 3. So the numerator has been replaced by 1 by 5 10x plus 3. We are separating the integral, means the terms. The limits will remain 0 to 1 here, and here also 0 to 1. This is the derivative upon functions. It will be log of function, the limits 0 to 1. And this 5, if I bring it outside, it will be dx upon x square plus 1 by 5. So the formula will be dx upon x square plus a square, which is 1 by a tan inverse x by a. So we are getting 3 times tan inverse 5x. When we apply the limit here, it will be 3 tan inverse 5 minus tan inverse 0. Tan inverse 0 will be 0. And log 1 is 0. So our answer will be 1 by 5 log 6 plus 3 tan inverse 5. Final answer. This is sum number 14. And sum number 15, you have again substitution you people can do. It is x into e raised to power x square. So if we put x square as y, x dx will become 1 by 2 dy, right? So here definitely when we are making the substitution, remember the limits will also change. So let us discuss this sum number 15 so that you can learn the next thing, that will be the change of limit. Okay. Our sum number 15, we have here x e raised to power x square dx. Limits are 0 to 1. Why I have taken this sum? Because if you notice, the power of e is x square, and here we have x separate. So if I put this x square as y, x dx, I am getting 1 by 2 dy. So that means the variable of integration is changing. Remember, whenever variable of integration changes, the limits will also change. Why? Because here the variable of integration is x, and these limits are corresponding to this variable x. As I change the variable of integration, limits will also change. It is just like, if you remember, in the chapter continuity, when we change the limit, like if limit x approaches to something is given, we used to do we put x is equals to, like we change the limit to h approaches to 0 by making some substitution. So when the limit is changing, that means the variable of function is changing. Similarly here, when the variable of integration changes, the limit will also change. So let us do how we are going to change the limit. We will put here x square as y, and when I differentiate both sides, 2x dx will become dy. That means x dx is becoming 1 by 2 dy. This is variable change of integration. Now the next thing, when x is 0, if I put here in this equation, which is our first substitution, when x is 0, what is y? Y will also be 0. And the next thing, when x is equals to 1, so if I put here 1, the y is also 1. In this particular sum, the limits are not changing because x square is equals to y. By chance, if something else is there, so the limits can also change. So our integral is becoming here 1 by 2, 0 to 1. It will be e raised to power y dy. And we know exponent doesn't change under integration. It will be 1 by 2 e raised to power y 0 to 1. Okay. Now, what is y? The limit of y, first of all, upper limit is 1, lower limit is 0. So this will be 1 by 2 as such, and it will be e minus e raised to power 0. E raised to power 1 minus e raised to power 0. E raised to power 1 will be e only, e raised to power 0 is 1, something power 0 is 1. So this will be our answer for sum number 15. We are changing the variable of integration, and then correspondingly limits also changing. By chance, if you don't change the limit, whatever integration is coming, before the application of limit, we will bring or we will put back the value of this y in the original variable, and then you can apply the limit. That method also we can apply. So this was sum number 15. Sum number 16, it is, I'm leaving for you people 16 and 17. 16, if you notice, it is quadratic upon quadratic. So power of numerator and power of denominator are same. So first you will divide it to make it a proper rational function, and then you will do the integration. Sum number 17, just you integrate every term and then apply the limits. Sum number 18 also, let me show you here sum number 18. It is given, let me take the statement. The integral is given 0 to pi sine square x by 2 minus cos square x by 2. Sine square x by 2 minus cos square x by 2 dx. Here also, if you remember, we have this formula like cos square a minus sine square a is also equals to cos 2a. So here if I take minus sign common, I am getting cos square x by 2 minus sine square x by 2. So this will be equals to 0 to pi cos square x by 2 minus sine square x by 2 dx, which will be equals to 0 to pi cos x dx. And everybody knows the integration of cos x. What is that? Sin x. So this is equals to sin x, and when you apply the limits 0 to pi, sin pi is 0, cos sin 0 is also 0. So the answer will be 0 only. Okay. So sum number 18 also I have done for you people. Sum number 19, once again, as we have done sum number sum number 14, same way you people will do sum number 19. It is 6x plus 3, right, divided by x square plus 4. Same method you will apply. Numerator we will substitute a times derivative of denominator plus b, or the other way, just separate the terms and then also you can do it, perfectly your choice, right? And if you want, I can show you here sum number 19. One step I can give you, if I don't put numerator is equals to a times derivative of denominator, then how to proceed. Yes, here we have 6x plus 3 upon x square plus 4. You know, if I just separate the terms, it will be 6x upon x square plus 4 dx, and the next integral will be 3 upon x square plus 4 dx, right? Now this 6x, denominator is x square plus 4, and we know the derivative of x square plus 4 will be 2x. So from here, if I just take 3 outside and I write here 2x x square plus 4 0 to 2, and similarly this 3 if I bring here, I am having here dx upon x square plus 2 square. Now this is derivative upon function, so it will be log of x square plus 4, and here dx upon x square plus a square, once again 1 by a tan inverse x by a. So same formula you will apply and you will be able to do the integration. The limits will be 0 to 2 in both the integrals. Sum number 20, you have here sum of two terms, 0 to 1 x e raised to pi x plus sine pi by 4 x dx. So let us do this sum. Sum number 20 is x e raised to power x plus sine pi by 4x dx. The limits are 0 to 1. Let us separate the integral 0 to 1 x e raised to pi x dx plus sine pi by 4 x. It is given sine pi by 4 x, and this x is actually in the angle. Okay, so here the next integral is 0 to 1 sine pi x by 4. It is given like this. X is the part of the angle. Okay, so here x into e raised to pi x, product of two terms. So here we will apply product rule, that means integration by parts, and by integration by the method of integration by parts, our first function will be x. So here first function as such, integration of second, and we know integral of e raised to pi x is e raised to pi x minus integral derivative of x is 1 into integration of e raised to pi x is this. Here we will apply the limit 0 to 1. Here integration is over, we will write down the limits here, right? Plus integral of sine. Now what is the integral of sine? Minus cos pi x by 4 whole divided by derivative of pi x by 4 will be pi by 4. The limits are 0 to 1. I am repeating here, integration by parts. This is first function, second function. First function as such into integration of e raised to pi x is e raised to pi x minus integral derivative of x, it is 1, into integral of e raised to pi x is e raised to pi x plus integration of sine is minus cos pi x by 4 will come as such divided by derivative of angle, it is pi by 4. So let us apply the limits. Here upper limit 1 into e raised to power 1 minus 0, limits are over, minus 1 into e raised to pi x is e raised to pi x. So here also we will write down the limits, and this minus sign and pi by 4, that means minus 4 upon pi will come outside, and we have cos pi x by 4 limits 0 to 1. Okay, so here we are left with only e raised to power 1, that is e, minus here e raised to power 1 minus e raised to power 0. This is minus 4 upon pi. We will apply the limit when x is 1. We are getting cos pi by 4. When x is 0, into minus cos 0. Right? So e minus e will be cancelled. Minus minus plus. So e raised to power 0 minus 4 upon pi. Cos pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Cos 0 is 1. Okay. So our final answer, we are getting e raised to power 0 is 1 minus 4 divided by pi into root 2 plus 4 upon pi. This should be our answer for sum number 20. Right? Likewise, you people will be doing sum number 21 and 22, and your exercise is over. Exercise number 7.9. The next exercise, again, it is based upon formulas only, which we have already discussed that, but we will discuss this exercise in the next class. Thank you, students.